On this episode of the Mimics Fail, our three intrepid explorers discuss games that they may have shelved for a particular reason and would like to revisit, to go back to re-embrace that game. We also talk a lot of shite about stuff, including Spanish sausages, and have a nice chinwag about Metaphor ReFantazio.
Metaphor ReFantazio.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how we say it? ReFantazio?
That's how you say it.
Yeah.
I think that's how Sarah Bond said it. So,
well,
if she says it, must be
goddess.
right. Exactly.
Metaphor ReFantazio.
ReFantazio. Okay.
ReFantazio, by the way.
Well, that game,
Fanta Zero.
God, oh my God! You've got the episode title in record time, Alex. That's amazing. Metaphor ReFantazio.
Zero.
Fucking brilliant. Anyway, this game, whatever it's called, is it is the latest massive JRPG from Atlas, and it is. Well, I'm very, very early in it. It's going to be a long one. You can tell by how slowly it moves to begin with. I know, Alex, you played Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth this year. And I can imagine it was a similar thing where I just got to a point where I was like, am I going to play this at any point, or am I just watching cutscenes?
Yeah.
It seems to be way more cutscene heavy than any Persona game I've played. It's just like the exposition at the start there's far more going on. I would estimate it took over an hour to get to the first battle.
Wow.
That's a long time.
Which was very. I was like, my God, this is a lot. I was enjoying it, don't get me wrong, but I did get to a point where it does that thing where you have to walk to the next point and it takes you like 5 seconds to get there, and then there's another cutscene.
No.
And it does that kind of thing. And I'm just like, my God, this is a lot. But everything that it's doing story-wise, all the bits it's setting up is really interesting. So I wasn't too mad about that. And the animation, the cutscenes and everything, like the anime style, there seems to be a lot more of that than there is in Persona. But then when you get to that first battle, it is. I had the biggest smile on my face because this really silly music kicks in, kind of some. I don't know if it's actual real language, but there was like some male vocalist. Just
This isn't English. What is this?
It was whatever it was. It made me chuckle, and I audibly chuckle actually. It was brilliant.
That's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, apparently not. And the music kicked in. The UI, give those UI designers a raise. Their whole team over there that does this stuff is just the best in the business.
Because it is very
so
much.
Good.
It's very much just Persona 5, but up a notch essentially, isn't it? Kind of like it's maybe not the same. It's certainly you can feel the theme, like it from what I've seen. You can it's recognisably Atlas. Is that maybe a?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that is fair. Different kind of vibe, different tone. It's actually got quite a sort of silly tone. It feels less serious than Persona. I say less serious than Persona. Persona's like got talking cats in it, and monsters shaped like a cock. Less serious than that.
It's a ARPG, action RPG.
No, it is turn based.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because it's one of those. It really didn't speak to me. Like, this was never a game that I thought I would want to play. And then I saw the latest trailer, and I'm like, there's something speaking to me about this, and I really don't know why. Like, because I've never stuck to a Persona game, But there is something that just is making me think I kind of want to give this a go.
Yeah, it's got a kind of like, it feels less, because obviously Persona's set in sort of modern day Japan. Mm-hmm. This feels much more European influenced. Like the first major city you go to, it almost feels sort of Parisian, and with all the architecture and everything. The accents. Yes, there's that certain special sauce. There's everyone's got, you know, English accents, Scottish accents, what have you. It's sort of a Fire Emblem-y vibe. Even in
one of the characters looks a lot like Byleth.
Yeah, I think that might even be the main character. Yeah, with the blue hair.
Yeah, and the eyes.
Yeah, that's the protagonist. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm obviously too early to make any kind of fair judgment on it, but it's got a good. I didn't want to put it down. Like I played it until I got too tired to carry on, rather than going, all right, that's enough of that. I was like, I need to go to bed now.
And so that probably says enough in itself, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Really cool. The only reason I asked if it was an action RPG is because I was watching a trailer there and it looked like there's some open world battles that are just happen, just like a normal game. I would say.
Maybe there is because there was one right at the very start when you can first kind of run around. I did go up and whack something, and then it like killed me in 2 hits.
Oh, really?
And it didn't. But I don't know if that's because I hadn't learned the turn-based system yet. But so maybe it is. Maybe it's some sort of hybrid. Like maybe when you're in the open world, it's an ARPG, and maybe when you're in dungeons, it's turn-based. I don't know. But either way,
equivalent to the Cheese Sentinel.
Yeah, it was basically that. But yeah, and the story is really cool. It's actually, yeah, going some places and quite intriguing. It's got a weird kind of tone. I've noticed this in a lot of sort of JRPGs lately, like Final Fantasy 16 had this, and Tales of Arise, where the story seems to be trying to say something about like discrimination against like quote unquote lesser beings, and this is doing it as well. So I don't know what's going on, you know, in Japan, if that's like a hot topic at the moment, but there seems to be a lot of that covered, which is cool and interesting. So interested to see where that story goes and how that gameplay continues to develop over time.
Yeah, just looking at some of the characters here, there's a sexy looking mouse. Looks cool, like a Fox McCloud style.
Okay, I haven't met any sexy mice yet. There's a fairy.
Oh, yeah,
we do love a fairy.
Yeah, we do. It's good. It's very promising. Very, very promising. Everything I was hoping it would be so far. So that's good.
Like a rabbit. Sorry.
Oh, well, that's completely different.
Still sexy though.
Yeah. But one thing that it has got me thinking, playing this game, and being the resident Atlas fan among the three of us,
you're on register somewhere.
It's reminded me that I still haven't finished Persona 3 Reload from earlier this year. I hold my hands up. Mm-hmm. You know,
how much of that did you play? Sorry, just.
I think I'm surprised you don't know from looking at the PlayStation app. But if I had to guess, I would say between 40 to 50 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be my guess. Are you verifying that now as we speak?
I'm not verifying that now, but
okay.
There is a common theme, Ben, amongst games that you have put down that it is the 40 to 45. You done it with Persona 5, first time around.
Yep.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep. Fair.
Persona 3.
Yes.
And I'm sure countless others.
Many others. But that's probably quite an interesting topic for us to discuss. Like we've all fallen foul of this, I'm sure.
Of course.
So, you know, it'd be cool. I thought it'd be cool to let's have that chat. Let's show each other our backlogs, and perhaps we can all help each other decide what out of those we should play next.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be good.
And seeing our backlogs, are we just talking ones we have actually started and not ones that we've potentially got that we maybe picked up to start and still haven't done that either? But I think let's started, because that's a whole other ball game, that one.
Exactly. Yeah, I think stuff that we've got a decent chunk through, and then for whatever reason, I guess it would have to be, games that we've stopped playing because we're just not enjoying them anymore. That's different. Mm-hmm. But games we've inexplicably stopped, or the sheer weight of expectation and pressure of hosting a podcast.
Oh, it's an immense strain.
Down. It is such a strain, and no one will ever understand.
No. We are an island when it comes to that.
Yeah. Alex, anything spring to mind for you?
There's two that comes immediately to mind. One that I've been thinking about a lot because the DLC has just released, and it's Starfield.
Oh, did you finish that?
No. Right, so you know how much I loved Starfield?
Yeah.
I got to the very last mission, and I know it all got to New Game Plus and everything, but I had that moment of, I don't want to finish it yet. And I didn't. I did want to do the last bit. And then I never ever went back and did it.
That's mad.
Wow.
So it's like, I absolutely need to go and do that. And now that Shattered Space is out, I think this is the right time to go and do it.
Yeah.
But it was one of those, like, it was never intentional, like, not to finish it. I just left it too long and then started other things. It was very much, you just didn't get the moment to go and do the last bit because it was that whole, just didn't want it to be over. And then I left it too long and it was never over. Yeah. So, So that's one. And probably the other biggest... Sorry, on you go, Ben.
On Starfield, while we're still on that point, was it like, had you built it up in your mind to such an extent where you kind of wanted the perfect moment to finish it? Because I'm we've mentioned that about starting games. Like, right, I've got to be in the mood. I've got to have a couple of hours to myself. I'm going to love every minute of this. Was it?
It was a bit like that because I'd spent I'd spent probably about 2 or 3 weeks, like every night playing it, like from the point that it released to like just like a few hours every night, just going through it and through it and through it and doing all the different side stories and everything. And when I'd got to the stage where I knew it was the final main mission, and I was just like, and I think it was also that bit in your head, like, do I want to? You still have stuff on your log, and I'm like, do I want to go and clear that? And I couldn't decide what I wanted to do either. Like, did I just want to finish it? And I just then didn't find that like right moment that I knew I would have the right amount of time. Because you also know with those things, you never know how long that last bit's going to take, and you don't want to find a moment where you get interrupted during it and you don't finish it. Like, so yeah.
Yeah, that is. I'm genuinely shocked by that one. I just thought, knowing how much you loved it, of course you finished it. That's quite the revelation.
Yeah.
I just want to canvass the listeners more than anything else. Can you please let us know on Twitter or whatever how many of you started thinking of Martine McCutcheon when Ben said perfect moment? Because I did start singing Martine McCutcheon in my head.
Oh, I used to really have a crush on her.
I think everybody did.
Yeah, when she was Tiffany in EastEnders. My God.
All those years ago.
Yeah, long time. Long time. Sorry. Continue.
That's all right. And then the other one is Hogwarts Legacy, probably is the other big one that I started, got a decent amount through, and then moved on. Like, again, not through any disservice to the game or through, I think just other things came along. So I probably did maybe about 10 hours of that ish.
Can I say that's one of mine as well?
Is it?
Yes. I think I put in quite a bit of time into the game, and it's just one of those things. Just stopped playing it for no particular reason, despite really enjoying it.
It's a great game.
You finished it, didn't you?
I did finish it. It was one of the first games I finished in 2024.
Was it?
And I think I have a partial inkling as to why I stopped playing it. And this, I think, it becomes a little bit of a common theme. I took disc out.
Yeah, I get it, man. I understand.
It's like when you need to go and change a disc, you just play something else half the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's too easy now, like, to play, just pick something else that's installed rather than go and get up and find the disc and change the disc. And
that is so true, particularly if you want to play on the portal as well.
Yeah.
Like, well, I just want to sit here. I don't want to get up, move 5 feet, scramble around with a disc. That's really true. And that's made me hate myself. I'm going to have to start thinking about Martine McCutcheon again to make myself happy.
Yeah, for me, I don't know why I dropped that one. It's just one of, like, I got to a point, I was like, I think it was maybe a bit of the map. I was like, I don't know if I can be bothered going up there. And like you, Alex, it's I know. It's
big wins at that castle as well.
Impossible. Why was there no NPCs up there? Just floating randomly. Terrible. Yeah, the disc was taken out of the machine and was never put back in again.
I think for me, maybe part of it was that I got it as a gift from my wife. I think it was a Christmas present, and she has never got me a good present before. So it's just like, this was like, oh my God. Like, I would never have bought that for myself, but awesome, thank you. And so I wonder if that maybe it made it more special for me and maybe want to see it through.
It was sheer curiosity, Ben. Does the box have your initials on it?
She didn't monogram the box. No, not everything she buys me has my initials on. No, so I wonder if that had something to do with it. Maybe I placed more value on it because it was a special gift from a loved one, possibly.
When was that out? Was that last year?
Like last
yeah,
autumn?
it was early last year, I think, was it not?
Yeah, it was early.
Yeah, no, it was actually, yeah. Yeah, it's been a while.
For me, it was maybe the advent of Tears of the Kingdom that made me stop playing it.
Quite possible. Yeah, big games get in the way of other big games, don't they?
Yes.
That was another one of your 50-hour ones, was it not?
Tears of the Kingdom, yeah. We're jumping about a bit here, but that's cool. I think I did 40 hours really quickly. I think I was ahead of everyone else at one point, like obsessed with it. And I just stopped. And I can't really remember what. I think I got a bit jaded. Maybe I was playing it too much. I was just a bit like,
I think it's maybe one of those that you notice something that you don't like, and once you notice that you can't get past it, kind of like stupid noises when you pick up items in Metroidvania games or big rooms. It's difficult.
Yeah, I think for me it was the crafting. It was that. It was, I don't want to make a fucking hover bike. I just want to.
Just give me what I need.
Give me a hover
I just want to play a Zelda game.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't want to play Minecraft. So that's not one of mine. I'm not in any. It's like one I feel like I should go back to, but I don't think it. I'm not in any great rush. I don't want to. It's the thing.
I get that.
But yeah. And you haven't even fucking started, have you, Alex?
No. Absolutely not. I've got no intention of
the
starting
coins?
anytime soon.
I bet Alex doesn't even know about the coin thing. It's Nintendo, isn't it?
You know about the coin thing, don't you? You get a physical game.
Oh, I think I've claimed the coins, yeah.
Of course. How foolish of me. Of course he knows that. Any more from you, though, Alex?
Another one is the one that
into?
you finished, Ben, that you highly recommended, and it was Chants of Sonar.
Oh.
And I did start and did enjoy. And I think I left it too long, tried to play it again and forgot what I was doing.
Yeah, I can.
So I almost feel like if I'm going to play that again and start it again.
Yes, that's probably a good idea. And it's short enough where you could do that. You wouldn't feel like you were, wasting too much time. That's a really good one. It's good to, that's a good one to see through, because the way those puzzles and things develop is really quite something. Have you never touched that one, did you, Lewis? Chance to Sinner?
I think I've downloaded it. I've never played it.
Yeah.
It's one of those that, I know that you rate it quite highly, but you need to be in a specific mood to play any game, but looks of it, even to start. Like, you don't want to go into the wrong mood and be like, I'm not fucking playing this.
No. You've got to be in a thinky mood.
Yeah, so I'm never going to play it, am I?
Yeah. I'm a doer. I'm in a doey mood. Yeah, no, it's one of them just sort of chilled out experiences, but you do have to like think about it, which I get. That's a good pick, Alex. Any more from you? Because Lewis and I can help you. We can put you right.
I mean,
on the right track.
I think that's probably the main ones that I've started and not finished, because I went through a really good period where I finished loads of games, and I think also what happened is PSVR 2 came along. Like, so that did kind of start eating into a lot of things, and then not as many things actually did get started. And that's where all the other types of like Survivor-like games and all that stuff kind of came in, because they're easy to pick up and put down. So there's not really been that many other kind of big games that have either started and abandoned. Plenty I've picked up and not started, but we'll save them for a rainy day.
God, that's going to be a long podcast, that.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Strap in for that bumper special. Yeah. There is do you ever think of going back to Diablo 4?
I was literally just about to say that. Because it just came out of my head, because I was remembering like the Fallen Vessel or whatever it's called is coming. Yeah. The DLC's coming.
Vessel of Hatred, isn't it?
Vessel of Hatred, yeah. And yeah, really should be. It's good fun playing that.
Yeah.
And we really should play that game. Ben.
Yeah, that would be nice. And it's got cross saves, hasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. Because I bought it really cheap when Game were last doing their "oh god, we're going to shut down" sale, and I've got it for the PS5, and then I think all I've done is sign in, pulled my character in, and it's all there. So yeah, that's a cool one. Are you ever tempted to get that, Lewis?
No. Diablo?
No. Yeah. Or Diablo. It's weird. It's weird how people say it differently.
What did you say? Diablo.
So I say Diablo.
Alex, what did you say?
I'd probably say Diablo, but
Diablo.
Yeah. Mark says Diablo as well.
Yeah. So we're right then, aren't we?
I would always say a Lamborghini Diablo.
I've never said
Lamborghini Diablo. Yeah.
I was just say Mummy's car. Diablo. How would a Spanish person say it?
Diablo.
You tell us first.
I don't think they say Diablo.
No.
Diablo.
But do you say paella?
El Diablo. Sí, El Diablo. Yeah.
Do you say chorizo or chorizo?
Chorizo.
Chorizo.
All my children say chorizo.
Did they say it like that? Like a demure way?
Chorizo. Everyone. I don't know. What are we talking about? Diablo. Yeah, well, that's a good one, Alex. If you wanted to go back into some co-op action, that would be cool.
Yeah, I think we should do that, Ben.
Lewis, what do you think Alex should go back to out of all of those? So we've got
I think
Starfield, Hogwarts Legacy, Chance of Sinner, and should we count Diablo 4?
You can.
Yeah. We don't have to. I mean, this is up to you.
I mean, it definitely should have been on that list. So
Okay.
yes.
Diablo 4. What do you reckon, Lewis?
Oh, it's easy. It has to be Starfield.
I agree.
It's the last mission. Go and fulfill your destiny and complete that game.
Yeah. Doesn't that feel like quite a softball one though? It's quite easy because
As it
he's
is.
pretty much done it already.
But then it gets straight into DLC.
Okay. And yeah, I think you're right, because knowing how much Alex loves that game, I think it's only right that he sees it through to completion.
Well, if you thought it was too soft, what were you going to say?
Well, no, I don't know. I think that is the best one. I was just like, well, he's pretty much finished it already. Like, you know.
I feel like I should save Hogwarts for the PS5 Pro. So
Yes, that's that's going to look gorgeous. It's a pretty good looking game anyway. So I can imagine running at 60 FPS, 4K. Oh,
Stunning.
lovely, stunning,
Absolutely stunning.
Look at those school children.
okay, Mark, calm down.
Lewis, what would yours
Hi.
be? What's yours? So Alex is playing Starfield.
We're having to go through with this, are we?
Well, even if we said we were, would you actually do it?
It's a great point.
Great talk.
So you
all
made a
for
good
you,
point just before we started using GG. Yeah, I didn't think I'd kept GG up to date for my shelved games, but I think I pretty much have. Do you have yours? Alex, have you used? Do you use this as well?
Yeah, I haven't for a wee while, but I can log in and have a look at it.
Yeah, let's see how many games are shelved.
Oh, 51 on mine.
Oh, very close. I've got 48.
Oh, I bet there's a fair amount of crossover on there as well.
The most recently shelved is Shadow the Erd Tree. Which actually
That should be yours.
I know. I've got the last boss. I played it. Wasn't yesterday. The day before yesterday. I was like, "Oh, he's nerfed. I'll go and try it." And I got absolutely battered. I was like, "Fuck this!" To the discount, fucking snapped it. I feel like that's what I'll go back to.
My shelved ones have only got 13-inch shelved, and I'm not sure I would count a lot of them as shelved.
Yeah,
Abandoned.
Yeah, like
Abandoned.
Horizon.
Yeah. Horizon is probably one of mine
What to go back to?
to go back to, but I think this is because of the state of play. There's a remaster coming out.
Yep.
Not that it
£10.
makes a blind bit of difference. I don't own it. I need to buy it for scratch. Buy a cheap copy
£17.
from CEX, and
Yeah.
not that I'm that fussed by how any upgrades in there. To be honest, I don't think you really see that much of a difference. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn is probably one of mine.
That's a good one.
For no particular reason, stopped playing it. I was enjoying it. I think from memory, I got to a bit, and I was kind of struggling against a couple of baddies, and I put it down for a week, and then I played it again, and I obviously continued to struggle, and I went, oh, fuck this.
Yeah.
And I just stopped. And then I think I walked off in the distance, like an hour and a half, in the game.
Oh,
got
right,
Aloy
sorry,
just to walk. I didn't set up a camera in my front door. Just
I'm
walk
leaving.
up the hill. Never coming back. Yeah, because I do quite like that game. I do think both Horizon games have had haven't really had a fair rub of the green with their releases. Come up against some heavy hitters both times.
It's a funny one, isn't it? Because it obviously does really well commercially, and it's pretty well reviewed. I think there was just I don't know if it's just the perception among gamers that it's somehow less than it really is. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, that didn't.
Sony clearly believe in it.
It didn't make my list more because it was never one I felt like I abandoned. It was just one I felt like I couldn't get into, which we mentioned before, I'm sure. But yeah,
I get it. What else is on your list, Lewis?
I've got some doozies on my list, but I'll go through the ones I'm most likely to go back to. Oh fuck, what was it? Talk amongst yourself.
Doozy.
Unicorn Overlord. I loved that. I think I played that for 7 hours in one sitting.
My God. It's
That was the demo.
delicious. Yeah. It's a chunky demo, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 10 hours, I think. And I was like, I need to buy this. And it's very expensive.
Yeah.
On Switch. I think it was like £55. I was like, I've got Tears of the Kingdom for £13 less than this. Mm-hmm. Why am I spending so much money? I think what put me off was that you, Ben. Oh, I'm at this stage. I've completed it.
Not back to this again.
That's 41 out of the 48 games.
Hogwarts Legacy ruined.
The benefit.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if you remember this, Ben, but we were talking about our units in the Unicorn Overlord, and I was like, "Oh, you can swap them about and see what works." And I did it. I removed, not just swapped them round. I removed everybody from every unit, and then I tried to rebuild them, and I couldn't get them back to a way that I liked. And I was like, "I've made a terrible mistake," because they were working.
Yeah.
And now it just is not working. And it's almost like I had to go back and like read the descriptions of what each type did and where their weaknesses were, so that I could try and maybe balance it. It just wasn't working. I was like, this is awful.
That is one of the most annoying things to do in a game, when you undo good work and then you can't figure out. It reminds me of, I spoke to you guys about Fields of Mystery a couple of weeks ago. I did this thing when I first got a barn. There was like 2 containers in the barn. And I was just like, oh, great. I've got 2 places to store my stuff. I'll put all my hay in this one. Not knowing that was the overnight selling container. And literally, ever since then, I've been just like, I just need some hay. I just need hay to feed my cows. Like, trying to find hay is the bane of my existence in that game, and it almost put me off playing the game, because that's become like the blocker is not enough hay, but it happens.
Yeah.
Hey. So I get it, but that is a really special
yeah. I was just loving it, and I remember talking to you about this. I was like, you don't do anything in the battle, and you're like, yeah, that's why I like it. And then you sort of it's like auto battling, but you do. It's in the how you build and how you create the unit, in which one you put against the enemy. That's where you're making the decisions. Because I think I thought it was on like auto when I first played the demo. I was like, why is she like attacking? I don't want her to attack. Like, when it actually goes to the screen where they're like facing off against each other, I was expecting like a JRPG style thing. And it wasn't to be, but about 15 minutes later, I was like, okay, I understand now. This is very good.
It's like programming, isn't it? That's what I quite liked about it. It was like nerdy. Well, if this happens, you attack the back row. If it's a flying enemy, and it was just
Is that not a bit then as well why you like Loop Hero? Because Loop Hero was kind of...
That's exactly why,
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I love all that. Like, just setting something up and just watching it play, rather than, like action combat. Quite like
Got a new
like the
game for
general.
you might like.
Exactly, Lewis, like the general. Sorry, Alice, what did you say?
Got a new game for you might like.
Ooh.
It's called Neo Geo Backpack Hero. Is a Backpack Hero Neo Geo, and it's like inventory management. You need to build all these wee Pokemon like animals into like a Resident Evil style backpack, like to fit them all in.
Is it a spin-off from Backpack Hero?
I don't think so, but it might be, but I'm not sure. And then they all just go and battle each other.
That
Just
sounds
all
fun.
Yeah, and like just when you're talking like Ben like that.
I would like that, because I didn't play a lot of it, but Backpack Hero was very good. So definitely inventory management. It's fantastic fun.
Sorry,
Lewis.
I interrupted.
No,
the subject.
Quite all right.
That's what it's all about.
Quite all right. Interrupt
just
away.
the chat. What? Anything else, Lewis? Apart from them?
46 other games. Buckle in. Crosscode.
You loved that.
Right. Yeah, you did.
I played 30 hours of Crosscode.
Damn.
And I think it's meant to be 35, but I'm only like, I've done 2 of the main things. It's again such a good game. I love the story. Really sort of satisfying gameplay. Very, very tricky puzzles. Like properly stumped me at times. It's one of these games that I don't want to start again because I know what I've had to go through to get to where I am, and I don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
So I can try and remember what I need to do.
Is that turn based or is that action combat?
It's action, I think.
Right. Okay.
I actually can't remember. It's not turn based. Sea of Stars, which is very similar graphically, is turn based.
Yeah. But then it has got that real time, like the timing element.
Yeah.
As well, hasn't it? Sea of Stars.
Yes.
That's a good show, actually. I played 5 or 10 hours of that and really enjoyed it. I think there's still too much game left for me to ponder.
Yes.
Going back to it, though. Yeah. But then there's DLC coming out for that soon as well, isn't there?
Think so.
For Crosscode, is there?
No, for Sea of Stars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yes.
What else is on your list of shame?
My list of shame. It's Alex and 4. I've got there's some big games. I'll give you the last one I'll actually consider. And then
Control.
I can give you a little sneak peek. Control. I've not finished my 8th playthrough yet.
Oh, God.
The last one, I'm going to say Dark Souls 1.
Ooh.
Which I've started twice.
I assume that's the remaster, right?
The remastered one. So I've got it.
Oh, you got the
on
box
Switch,
set thing, didn't you?
And I've got it on Xbox physically. All 3 console platforms physically, actually. Furthest in Switch. I've most recently played it before I don't know why I did that. Before Shadow of the Erdtree released, and so I got relatively far. I got to Sen's Fortress for those that I've played, which means I've rang both bells, and now I need to get my way to Anne Orlando, which I have done, on the Switch version. So I can go and face off against Ornstein and Smo.
Well, we will take your word for it.
Yeah, those are all actual things that happen.
Yeah.
That reminds me of my experience this week. I just fancy playing a bit of Slay the Spire. Just sometimes you just want your comfort food game. That's probably mine. But I was like, I'd quite like to actually finish it properly, because I've got to like the end boss before, but never managed to beat them. And I couldn't remember what platform I got furthest on. So I booted up the Switch version. It's like, surely it's the Switch. I started it on the Switch. Nope. I was like, oh, okay. Well, it must be on the PS5. But this is after I started a round on the Switch and finished the round. So that was like an hour and a half or whatever. And then I was like, okay, I'll try the PlayStation one. Booted that up. Nope. But finished the round as well. I'm like, surely it's not the Xbox. And then I put the Xbox version on. Yeah, there it was.
I would have put money on it being the Xbox one just because I remember you playing it so much on Xbox at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all. Yeah.
You played it a lot in remote play and stuff as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
On Game Pass.
Yeah. But that really surprised me, because I always think the Xbox is like my least used platform.
It is now, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Then.
Maybe not at the time. Yeah. Good list, though, Lewis. Good list. What have we got then? Just have a quick recap.
To remind myself.
And then anything else.
Anything else? So it was Unicorn Overlord.
Crosscode.
Crosscode. I guess I said Hogwarts Legacy before. Dark Souls.
Yep. And there was one other, wasn't there?
And another one.
That other one.
Yeah, what was that?
Okay. I'm definitely saying not that one.
Shadow of the Erdtree, was that it?
Yeah. Was it that?
Yeah, that's the first one I mentioned.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Just need to beat the baddie. Be the last boss.
and they've
feel
just
like that's
nerfed
too
that,
much
haven't
punishment.
they? So
Yeah.
They have, but he's said that he was still difficult. So
Still difficult.
I
Very
don't know if I
difficult.
want to put him through that. I think Crosscode is the coolest one on that list.
Of course.
And that
I
counts
feel
for a
like
lot.
it should be Unicorn Overlord though.
Yeah. I know how much more it means to Lewis when he finishes a game that I have also finished. Which is, yeah.
Which
Usually
one?
makes him do it?
I'm most likely to go back to, I guess.
Out of them,
Dark Souls.
yeah. I think so. I think he'd want that under his belt. I think he's,
I would like Dark Souls. I'd like that.
yeah. Well, let's say Dark Souls. Let's say Dark Souls 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Go finish it,
So-
Lewis.
yeah,
ring
finish
that
it.
ring more bells.
I'll
Go
ring
on.
some bells. I'll finish that after I beat Shadow of the Erdtree.
No, don't make yourself miserable. Just play what you want to play. But yeah, I think you'd be proud of yourself if you did Dark Souls.
Yeah.
That's a big notch under your
I
belt.
like it. I like it. Do you want another few, or just a quick
Yeah.
reel off? So obviously, over the last however many episodes, I've also mentioned going back to things like Death Stranding,
Yep.
Eternal, all that good stuff. Also on my
DLC.
list.
Cuphead DLC. Did you say you wanted to?
Oh yeah, Cuphead DLC. Yeah, I've not even thought about that. Fuck. Stop making me think about things that I need to play because you've done it. Sea of Stars, Baldur's Gate. Got Act 3 to do.
Is that? Do you actually feel like playing that though?
No.
No. The further I get away from that, the less interested I am. Which is the opposite of what we're doing on this episode, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like it was overhyped. Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like,
The authorities disagree.
so much there that was just a bit janky or didn't feel quite right.
Yeah.
Not Game of the Year.
No.
Citizen Sleeper.
Oh, do you want to play that?
Oh.
Got to left a pause after that one because I was expecting noise.
Oh, you have to play that.
Yeah. I ruined that for myself because I went and accidentally accessed some DLC stuff and I was trying to concentrate on the main game. So I'd restart it.
Yeah, it is short enough to start from scratch. Definitely.
Yeah.
That soundtrack is. Oh my god.
And there's a sequel coming out as well.
There
Yep.
is.
Link Between Worlds, Persona 5 Royal, Earthbound, Cyberpunk.
So you haven't finished Cyberpunk?
No, I got to the credits. I got to the title screen. So about
That is
15 hours.
finishing. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. So
Yeah, that's probably it.
I'm surprised.
Bloodborne.
Yeah, but who's really going to go back to Bloodborne? I'm not.
Need a remake.
Yeah. Give me a nice, smooth version. And I'll play
Yeah.
it.
We was on this a couple of weeks ago. We discussed going back to Bloodborne and how
Yeah.
horrendous it looks.
Yeah. Like it looks fine. It just moves
Oh.
like molasses, doesn't it?
No, after I finished Elden Ring for the first time, I went back into Bloodborne. I was like, people say the Elden Ring looked horrible when it released. Like, just quickly jump back into Bloodborne. It's like someone's jabbed a twig into your eye. It's horrible.
Yeah. I'll follow your lead there and give you some of my smaller ones, I reckon, rather than the biggies. I say smaller one. This is one I'm. There's some where, like you said, you get through them but you feel like you'd be too lost to go back into them. Mm-hmm. Like it's almost like I feel like Hollow Knight is one of them for me.
Oh yeah.
But I'm at that awkward point where I've put in, I don't know, I want to say like 30 hours maybe. Mm. But every time I've booted it up, I'm just like, I don't know. I know I've tried reading a guide, but I don't know where I am, what I last did, where I need to go. But then the thought of starting it from scratch and wiping those 30 hours off is very daunting as well.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Wait
so
for
it's kind of in limbo.
Silk Song, yeah, that mythical game.
Yeah,
but like I think in total I'm about 150 hours into Hollow Knight. And when I've dropped it or gone off and done something else and then come back to it like a year later, I've taken a while to go, oh, where am I again? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
So for someone that, like, for yourself,
impossible. Unless I do that thing that we were talking about where I just go, right, the next 3 hours, I'm just going to play Hollow Knight. And then hopefully by the end of that period, I'll have figured it out. It's possible.
Nah.
Alex is shooting his head. Yeah.
Okay, I'll tune in next week when I'm going to speak about playing Hollow Knight.
Seed planted. Another similar one is Super Metroid. I think I know that's like small enough.
I thought you finished
from scratch. So no. Nope.
Really? I thought you finished that one.
No, I just dropped it. I think that was the first Metroid that I tried to play properly, and similar to Alex's experience with Dread, I just got to a point where I was like, this is stupid. Like, why am I having to shoot the floor? I should be able to get out of this room easily, and I can't.
Yeah.
So I just dropped it, but I know I would like it if I went back to it, but I think I'd probably have to start from scratch again, so that doesn't count either. Yeah. So stuff I actually would... A Loop Hero you mentioned earlier, Alex, is one where, like, I think there is a definitive end to it, because I know sometimes with roguelike-y kind of stuff, it can feel like, well, you're just doing the same thing over and over. But I do think there is an ending as well.
Yeah.
So I would quite like to go back to that. And I've been listening to the soundtrack to that the last few days. On loop, yeah. And it all sounds like every song sounds the same. But I love it. It just really helps me concentrate. So actually, no, fuck it. I'm going to say that's one of mine to go back to and just see it through, see the whole thing. That would be one of mine. Another one, because we're getting into like spooky season, Resident Evil, the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got a few hours into that, and I don't think it's like a long game anyway. But I got a few hours into it on Switch, and dropped it. No apparent reason. I think I just must have just got distracted by something else. But it was cool to play like that HD remake of it, and I could remember parts of it when I think I watched my mate play it. I didn't I tried to play a bit of it. I was like, no, you play, I'll watch from behind the sofa. So that'd be a nice one to actually finish. And given how much I enjoyed Resident Evil 4, I'd quite like to go back and then play the Resident Evil 2 remake and stuff like that. But 1 seems like a good one to go back to. So that would be one of mine.
I genuinely thought you were going to say Alan Wake 2 there.
But he's got time to say that.
No.
Have you finished Resident Alex, have you finished Resident Evil, sorry?
I don't know if I've ever played the first one.
Oh, really?
Have you, Lewis?
I've played it, but I've never completed it. Like, I've got it on the Switch as well.
Resident Evil 8 was the first one I ever played.
Really?
Wow. Yeah. No, I played... Yeah, I've only ever played like bits and bobs of them until 4 remake, and that's the first one that I finished. But yeah, it'd be nice to do 1. What else have we got? Just looking through my... I think Diablo 4, Alex, would be a good one to go back and do as co-op. Yeah, that would be cool. Fire Emblem Engage.
Too much
What's that?
polishing in that.
Wow. What does that noise mean, Lewis? Is that
It's forgettable.
is it?
I until someone mentions that game,
Yeah.
I forget that I've even played it and finished it.
Right. Okay.
For me, it's just replay Three Houses.
But you say that it's not the gumph in between the battles that I'm interested in. It's like I like the tactics element of it, and I felt like Engage was that.
How long did you play it for? Because
20 hours, I think.
Did you really?
I think so.
I thought you gave up after the first battle because one of your you died against Common Grunt 1.
And then messaged you, said, "Is this person important?" Yes, they're the best healer you get. Yeah, I don't know. I just like that style of gameplay. I think.
Yeah.
And that's all that game seems to. I don't give a shit about any of the story. It seems utter bollocks, but the gameplay's good.
I guess the gameplay is good.
Yeah.
They're just a couple of bits and pieces that I far more preferred on in Three Houses, and that's not just the chilling out, as a teacher with all the kids in their common room,
It's back to
inviting them to parties.
back to the Hogwarts Legacy comment, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so maybe that. I don't know. Hyperlight Drifter is another one that's probably in the Hollow Knight. Where the fuck am I supposed to go now? Kind of thing. It was one where I got a bit lost anyway when I was playing it. So I'm like, how the hell do you even go back to that? Start from scratch. But I did start Solar Ash this week.
Oh yeah.
The follow up to that finally. Really good, but just made me want to go back to Hyperlight Drifter. Basically. So that's it really, I think for me. I think probably, what have I said there? Resident Evil, Fire Emblem Engage, and let's say Super Metroid, because I feel like that's one.
Who's the fourth one?
There wasn't a fourth, but
Loop Hero.
yes,
Loop Hero.
yes, Loop Hero. How could I forget? The goat. What am I playing? Tell me.
I mean, I feel like you should go and fulfill that Loop Hero destiny.
To finish the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's not that, I think you should do what Alex said and play Alan Wake.
I'm not playing it. Maybe on Halloween and then never
Get
again.
another chapter done.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't see myself going back to that. I think I've tried.
Yeah.
We've covered that enough.
Damn it.
On this podcast. It's just because that's the thing. I thought about saying The Last of Us.
Oh
Part
yeah.
one.
That's yeah.
But then
the remake's coming out on PS Plus.
yeah. So that's kind of why I thought. And then I looked at how long to beat and it's like 14 and a half hours. I thought, okay, that's not too big a commitment. But then I thought, I'm not going to enjoy it. I just know I won't enjoy it.
Why?
Because, I mean, I tried it before. I got halfway through, didn't enjoy it.
Oh yeah,
It's hilarious watching you play that.
Yeah. And I watched the series. So, like, what
You know what happens.
am I getting? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think there's no point in going back to that. So, okay. So, Loop Hero. I'm happy with Loop Hero. Awesome. So, I'm going to play Loop Hero. Lewis is going to play Dark Souls. Alex is going to play Starfield.
And we're all going to be happy.
We're all going to be happy. Lewis will be in his element playing Dark Souls. In fact, they're all games that we all love.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's really good. So we should play them. Oh,
Isn't that nice?
isn't that nice? Why don't we round it out with another game we all love?
Oh.
Yeah. That is a little game that we call guess the outro. Okay.
Very good. A bit like extra little swaz on that one.
Special sauce.
Extra
again.
titties.
What? Back to Fire Emblem again. We have had another listener submission.
Ooh.
Thank you very much.
These are
lovely
too
listeners. We have
hard.
been-
Like, can we go back to your submissions, please? Thanks.
Nope.
Easy peasy last week.
We've been positively inundated, actually, with
really?
listener submissions. Yeah, it's been very
Good.
nice. Very nice. It'll keep
Didn't
us going
sound
for a
so
while yet.
surprised.
Really? People listen to this?
People want
Yeah.
to contribute.
So let's do that thing again where I don't tell you who submitted it.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think this will be less of a clue than last time, but
Yeah.
we'll save it to the end anyway. Because you kind of know this person as well.
Okay. That helps.
So I'll give you 10 questions. You get 3 clues. Guess the outro. First clue is this game is very well regarded, but was a commercial flop. That's your first clue.
Can you think of any games like
Is
that,
it
Alex?
Concord?
Very well regarded, but was a commercial flop.
Any Square Enix
Interesting.
game?
Do you know what? The hardest thing with this part is me not being able to comment. I find that sometimes I listen back to episodes and I can hear myself wanting to correct you all the time, and I'm like, nope, can't say that. So anyway, that's enough from me. Back to question 1. Go ahead.
I mean, I feel like Square Enix are the ones that always come out and say that hasn't been a commercial success or hasn't made them enough money. We need to ask a question, Lewis.
We do. And you,
What do you
Alex?
think? Is that a Square Enix?
I mean, I am trying to go through games that are. What was it again? They're critically acclaimed. Did you say?
Yes.
But are commercial flops. See, I'm thinking like
In fact, let me
Monster Hunter
read.
type games.
I'll read
Oh, they are
from.
commercial. No, they are commercial successes.
Or are
I
they?
can read from the Wikipedia page just for extra clarity.
Okay.
It's been selected for several awards and is often listed as one of the greatest video games of all time. However, it was a commercial failure. So there you go, a bit of extra context.
Being greatest of all time makes me think it's something potentially quite old.
Yeah. I started thinking about Roller Coaster Tycoon when you said that. Maybe like an old PC game or something like that, Alex.
Question 1, come on guys.
Just spitballing here. Come on, don't pressure us.
Spitball in my face.
I'm going to ask that question. Is this game originally released on the personal computer?
PC question mark. Let me check my sources. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So it was originally released on the PC.
Sure. Yeah.
What's this? What's the face?
Yeah. I mean, it was.
Why? It looks like you're.
What I've told you so many times, don't read anything into my expressions. They mean nothing. Yeah, it was released on the PC.
Originally released.
Originally released on the PC.
Stop.
All I'm doing while you're coming up with your next question is just doing a bit of extra research on that. That's all.
So, what critically acclaimed? I mean, you could go down the avenue of much like the film, critically acclaimed, but was a flop for the time, and that's the Blade Runner game. I would consider that one of the best games ever. I think it's near my top 10, if not in my top 10. So it might be a movie tie-in.
You could try that question.
Ben,
Hello.
is it a movie tie-in?
No.
So it's not that one, Lewis. Do you think you try and nail down the time period? If you think it's originally a PC game, do you think in the 90s? Is it like released in the 90s, Ben?
Is it released in the 90s?
Was it released, well, like... Would you
Between 95 and 2005. That right, Alex?
Yeah, that's fine if that's...
Is that how you're phrasing it? Between 95 and 2005?
Yes.
Is that the question, yeah? No. Yes. Sorry.
One of the greatest games of all time on the PC. Was Mass Effect the first a PC game?
No, I don't think so. I think that was an Xbox game.
Okay.
And that wasn't a critical failure. A commercial failure.
Commercial failure. Knights of the Old Republic. So BioWare games. Both.
Knights of the Old Republic, I think it was an Xbox game as well.
I played that on. Well, I guess I played it on PC. But yeah, it might be. It might. Do you think Ben's face was because I asked about PC, but also
No, I think he's just trying to make
released on
faces
console?
now. So.
Okay.
Why don't we just try and ask another couple of questions to get to the second clue? Because I think we could be...
There you go. That's the spirit.
So, is it an RPG?
No.
Right, so that rules your Knights of the Old Republic and all that kind of stuff out.
Not RPG.
Not an RPG. What are like big PC games from the time, like Theme Park?
Well, I suppose you've got your Sim Cities and all that, don't you?
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, is it a sim game?
You asking me?
Yes.
No, it's not a sim game.
So that
That
takes
was
all your
question
like
5.
roller coaster tycoons and Sim Cities and all that out. So
Okay, not a sim. You've got a clue now. And the clue is... I don't like this game.
When did World of Warcraft release, Alex?
it's just had an anniversary. So it's not World of Warcraft like 30 or something just now. So that would be 95.
Is that an RPG?
No, that would be 94 actually. Sorry, the 30. Is it 30? Is it 25? Which would be 99. I don't think it's an RPG, is it? Because it's more of a MMO. Is it an MMO RPG?
Yeah. Yep, one of them.
Come on, question 6.
What was the clue you gave us there? What was the clue?
I don't like this game.
You don't like this game. That's not a clue.
There is a clue.
Between 95 and 2005. Originally released on the PC.
Critically acclaimed. I don't like it. That's got to narrow it down.
No. It does not.
Okay. Question 6, come on. Can lead a horse to water.
Is the... What do you think we should try for, again, genre or...
Yeah, go genre.
What do you think? Games that Ben doesn't like. Critically acclaimed. Commercial flop. Fucking hell. I don't know.
Oh, I know what it is. It Portal 2?
No. Portal 2 came out in like 2013 or
No,
something.
it came out in console like late. Or is it Portal? Could be? Is it a Valve game?
No.
No. Oh, I was going down the Ben route. Sorry.
There we go. It's good. Well done. Listening to the clues. Not a Valve game.
It's not a Portal.
Question 7.
But you seen the mind work there.
I've seen it in action, and it is stunning.
It's terrifying.
Sorry, I wasted a question there.
That's all right. I've wasted plenty.
This is my moment. Don't let me put you off. Perfect moment with you. I love you, Martine.
What other kind of game, like
just really crap racing games. I forget what it's called. It is quite off-putting dancing like that. We got for games at that point. I don't think they're anything.
Right, get
We're getting this.
I'm helping. I can't shut up, can I? Try and get a genre down. That will help.
That's not helping. That's what we're trying to do.
we'll just ask a genre then.
Yeah. Does it have a genre?
Unclassified.
Is like what? So like racing. So it's not a sim game. It's not an RPG. It could be racing. It could be a shooty game. It could be puzzle.
If it was puzzle, I think Ben would like it.
Is there any critically acclaimed commercial flop racing games?
Probably.
Not that I can think.
There's nothing coming off the top of my head.
No. Is it a game? Is it a fighting game?
Is it a fighting game? No, it's not a fighting game.
Oh no.
You're scrambling. I think we got them. Listener submission.
Who? Like no wonder we don't get it because it's a fucking PC game.
Is it exclusive?
This is Max or Reese or Tyler. It's fucking these PC people with their motherboards and their CPUs and their RAMs.
All consoles have those things, actually.
Yeah, but I don't have to worry about them. I think like, I went and bought the CX45P. It gives me an extra 5 gigaflops of memory, or whatever the fuck they talk about.
Right, you're going to struggle if you don't nail down
How many
genre.
questions do we get left?
You got 3 questions left.
Right,
Question 8 you're on.
is it a racing game?
Is it a racing game or a what? Or a what?
No, is it a racing game?
Okay. No, it's not a racing game. Trying to help you here, guys.
Right,
Or a what?
Well,
Is it
because I've said this to you before. You could say, is it a racing game, a blah, 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 or a blah, blah, blah? And then I could go, no. And then you know it's not any of them 3.
That's a good point. Right, can we take that one back then?
But
No.
then, what if it was one of them then and then?
And then you know it's
Yeah.
one of them 3.
Right, Lewis, you just shoot that again with you.
Is it a race? Is it a puzzle
Is it a
game?
racing game, a fighting game, or an RPG, or a sim?
Is it a puzzle game? Is it a shooting game? Is it a
What even else is there? Action game?
action game? Is it a puzzle game? A race? A puzzle game? A shooting game? Or an action style game? Ben,
No.
there's no other game types.
The genres other then?
Fucking hell.
The character name in the title.
The Hail Mary from Lewis at the end. Don't worry, Alex. I got this. Right, let me just write this down. So not a puzzle. What are the other fucking genres you said?
Shooting, action.
Yeah.
Shooting, action. No.
I mean,
None of
I
them.
suppose another one I could think of is platform.
Oh yeah, platform.
Jesus Christ, this is a shit show. Right, question 10.
Is it a platform game? I mean, we just fed up as you now, Ben, so could one just like...
I know for a fact that Max has turned this off long ago.
Say what you want about him.
Right, just give us the last clue.
Yeah, give
Tell
us-
us the answers to that question. Oh, you said no, didn't you?
I actually think the last clue will give it away. So despite this terrible performance, you'll probably get it anyway. which seems grossly unfair.
It does.
I like to see you succeed. The clue is... I can hardly bring myself to read it. Let me just practice first. Hang on. Chorizo. Okay. The clue is Dia de los Muertos. Dia de los Muertos.
Oh, it's on my list. It's on my list.
De los Muertos.
It is on my list of shelved games, and I was going to mention it earlier. This is awful. This is awful. I would say it's a kind of an RPG. It's not really an RPG, is it? I really like this game. I remember reading PC magazines back in the day and fawning over this game and how it looked.
Come on, what is it?
I'm a bit ashamed of not getting this.
What is it?
Grim Fandango.
It is Grim Fandango.
Fuck.
Well, look, you got it. You got it after the last clue.
I'd almost class that as a puzzle game. Point and click puzzle adventure.
Yeah, I'd say it's a puzzle game.
That's not a puzzle game.
Grim Fandango.
I've finished that game. Did that come from Mark?
That actually came from Phil. Big Phil.
One of the PC brigade.
Yeah. It's an adventure game, isn't it? Through and through.
Well, we said that.
Genres: puzzle, video game.
Where are you reading
Puzzle.
that?
Google. I've googled Grim Fandango, and then on the about bit, which is taken from Wikipedia, of all places, genres: puzzle, video game, graphic adventure game, adventure.
Yeah, it's an
I don't
adventure.
remember you not liking Grim Fandango, Ben.
Do you remember, Lewis? Because it was quite controversial at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I don't like that. Don't like the art
I'm
style.
getting old.
Don't like the gameplay. Yeah.
I think the clues have done us the incorrect no.
Also, if I'd have said, yeah, it's a puzzle
got
game,
it.
you would have got it.
Of course.
Question
You still
9.
technically got it right, so it doesn't matter.
It
I know,
doesn't
but I
matter.
just-
You don't
I'm
need
out
to
of
kick and
principle.
scream, Lewis. Don't need to create.
Principle. I would have got that.
Question 9. Is it a puzzle game, a shooting game, or an action game? Yes. Your next guess would have been, Grim Fandango.
Fandango.
Because it's about shooting in there, it's about puzzling in there, it's about action in
Bit of
there.
action, pressing buttons. Yeah.
Clicking
Grim
on
Fandango.
shit, spinning
Great.
signs.
Thank you, Phil. That was an excellent submission. And well done. For,
I
Lewis is
have
holding up his
finished that
GG up.
game.
I have not. Yeah.
But
thank you, Phil.
you finished, Alex.
Yeah, I went through my wee double fine period in my Lucas, like when I did Day of the Tentacle Remasters, Grim Fandango, all Full Throttle, all that site, like kind of around that time. So, yeah.
Dia de los Muertos. Excellent. Well, cheers, Phil.
Yeah, that's
Cheers
a good
to
one.
you too. Well played. Better luck next time, even though you technically won
You got it right.
in the end. Sure. But the song that Phil requested is Campañeros from the Grim Fandango soundtrack by Peter McConnell. I can pronounce that one. Yes. Cool little song.
Connell.
Peter McConnell. And that is from Grim Fandango.